Hello, everybody, and welcome to Swampy Comics. I'm Swampy, and let's talk about some of the new comics that'll be coming out this week of December 17th, 2025, in our poll previews. First up, we got Absolute Flash number 10. This is written by Jeff Lemire with art by Nick Robles, colors by Adriano Lucas, and letters by Tom Napolitano. This is Rogue's Revenge Part 2. We have Absolute Flash and our Absolute Rogues teaming up to invade Fort Fox and free Wally's father from the clutches of Eleanor Thawne. They were quickly betrayed by Trickster in last issue, so I can't wait to see, how they care to fare with the odds stacked against them. I mean, the element of surprise was going to be their whole entry point into Fort Fox, and that is totally blown. So we will see what happens. Luckily, Garad was able to save them from falling to their deaths as their transport exploded at the end of last issue. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where we go from here. From the cover, looks like we're getting what a lot of people are theorizing is going to be the Black Flash in the Absolute Universe, and theorizing it's probably Barry. I think that's probably a pretty kind of apt. Since Eleanor and Eobard are, Eleanor's a character and Eobard's a character that's died in the history of this. It could be that Barry Allen is Wally's nemesis. But I'm kind of wondering where I mean, this could be Eobard too. He was sucked into the weird gateway that they are sucked up by the Omega energy in the flashback issue of issue 8. So we shall see. Again, along with Absolute Green Lantern, one of the titles that started off a little slow in a lot of people's eyes, but is definitely picking up steam. And I really like this version of the Rogues, and I'm really excited to see where we go from here. Another lingering thread is I'm wondering when Mirror Master is going to come into things. He was part of that DC free comic book day all in special, and yeah, we haven't seen much of him. He was in Absolute Evil a little bit. Kind of looks like he was helping out Brainiac, but yeah, I mean he's a Flash villain, so maybe he'll be popping up in here, or maybe he's just a lot more powerful in the Absolute universe, and he's going to be kind of an overarching villain. Who knows? The Absolute universe has provided a lot of fun to think about. The what ifs and maybes of things coming out, and yeah, I mean it keeps the excitement high for me. So Absolute Flash, definitely looking forward to it. Next up, we got Batman Superman World's Finest, number 46. This is written by Mark Waid with pencils by Adrian Gutierrez, inks by Vincente Cifuentes, and colors by Tamara Bonvillain. I've really been enjoying Batman and Superman World's Finest. I've read every single, 1 through 45 of this run, and I really like it. It's one of my favorite comics. And I do have to say though, the last this storyline, we'll see where it sits with this issue. I think last issue I was feeling kind of middling about it. Like it was fun, but it was nothing like whoa, kind of that threw me out of my seat like some of the earlier storylines we've been getting in World's Finest. But yeah, with Joker and Luthor merging together to be one character, I'm sure it's going to cause all sorts of chaos. And I mean, I think it's pretty obvious where this is going. We're gonna see Batman and Superman merge together, aren't we? Just like we did at the beginning of this run. I I thought that was great when that happened, so I'm all for it. And yeah, I really hope this issue picks me up from where last issue left off. Not that it was bad or anything, just that it was a little cooler on it than some of the other story arcs or introduction story arcs, but we shall see where we go from here. Mark Waid is one of my favorite writers at the moment, so I doubt I'm going to be let down. Next up, we got Daredevil, Punisher, the Daredevil's, the Daredevil's Trigger. No, Daredevil, Punisher, the Devil's Trigger, number 2. We have Frank Castle and Matt Murdock hanging out, really kind of coming head to head with their methodology. Daredevil and his no kill rule, and Punisher and his kill all bad guys rule. Um, yeah, it almost seems like, and I'm kind of okay with this because I'm really maybe not the best critique of this. Not that I'm throwing out criticism on this issue; it hasn't come out yet. But I really enjoy these characters, but it is pretty obvious we're doing this mini series because of the TV shows and all that, and these characters probably popping up in the next Spider-Man movie. So I'm okay with that kind of stuff. I mean, it only makes sense for companies to do that kind of synergy. But already in the first issue, this maybe felt like it was just gonna be playing through some greatest hits, so to speak, with the way of the framing of last issue was with the whole Daredevil tied up with the gun pointed to Frank, and you better kill him before he kills this mob boss, and that whole thing. And then I don't know. There's this really weird part in last issue where Daredevil was left hanging by Frank in this warehouse, strung way up, and there was these mob people that were just talking, and Matt was just stuck and couldn't do anything about it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going on from here. I really like Jimmy Palmiotti when he writes the Punisher, so I'm gonna be sticking around for this. But yeah, Daredevil, Punisher, Devil's Trigger. Um, I'll admit this is more of just I'm a mark for these two characters and a bit of a simp for them. So if they're going to appear together, I'm probably going to pick it up, and we'll continue to do so for this whole mini series. But anyway, next up, we got kind of a peculiar book. We got DCKO Harley Quinn versus Zatanna. This is our fourth issue in DC's All Fight Month. Um, and yeah, Harley Quinn versus Zatanna. What can you say? All the other All Fight Month issues have proven that we are indeed just getting big old fights for this for these issues. I'm just having a hard time finding anything to say from here, because it's Harley Quinn versus Zatanna. This is just going to be fun. Zatanna is one of my favorite characters in all of DC, and yeah, seeing her go toe to toe with Harley should be pretty fun. This should be pretty wacky. I'm expecting some fourth wall breaking, some shenanigans, and some unexpected uber brutality. But we shall see. We shall see when it comes out tomorrow, as of this recording. But yeah, let's move on to the next book. We got G.I. Joe number 16. Oh, I didn't credit the people in the last issue, DCKO, nor did the Daredevil Punisher. So sorry for that whole team, but we're just going to move on here. The DCKO Harley Quinn versus the Tana team was by writer Leah Williams, artist Mirka Andolfo, and colors by Romula Fiardo Jr. Then we have G.I. Joe number 16, part 4 of 5 of this Dreadnought War story, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. This is written by Josh Williamson with art by Tom Riley and colors by Jordi Belair. Um, we have Duke and Cobra Commander forced to work together, um, along with the Dreadnoks. Their captors and pursuers. Getting a new member in the form of Road Pig, this big, giant pig armor wearing monstrosity that wields a big hammer, or a couple of them, it looks like. This has been pretty fun. This is my introduction to this Dreadnought War thing, is my introduction to Josh Williamson's run here. And I've really been having a blast. Um, yeah, we got a lot going on here. Cobra Commander Destro trying to sell out the Cobra organization, as arms dealers to the different governments of the world, is a pretty fun twist and very, Destro of him to do after taking control of Cobra. But will the Joes get, or sorry, the Joes? I'm so used to referring to anything that happens as being on the side of the Joes because that cartoon I watched so much growing up. But will Duke and Cobra Commander get back up? At the end of last issue, we saw CoverGirl and somebody else I can't remember, but looking like they were gonna come through for our two protagonists here. So yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes. depending on how this whole thing wraps up, is going to depend on if I keep with this series or not. So we shall see where we go. But all in all, I've been having a lot of fun with this. Next up, we got The Mortal Thor, number 5. This is written by Al Ewing with art by Pasquale Ferry, colors by Matt Milla, and letters by Joe Sabino. Um, we have Sigurd Jarlsson, our Thor, kind of going up this organization called the Sons of the Serpent. And they want Thor dead. They got their hands in a lot of honey pots, and it could be that they want him dead for more than just coming across one of their shell companies or whatever. But pretty interesting here. In a twist, it looks like we're gonna have um, Sigurd meeting up with Donald Blake. Yeah, Donald Blake, who was one of the guys that turned into Thor back in the day. Yeah, I'm not too learned on the Thor lore, but I am excited for the potential big epic storytelling that Al Ewing seems to be teeing up here. So I'm all for it. Not much else to say here, although with the last issue being just kind of off with Thor's son and dealing with him in Asgard and kind of going on fun, silly Asgard adventures. I hope we get more of those thrown in between these issues, or if we're going to be staying on Earth for a while. But we'll see. Al Ewing's Thor has been pretty fun so far. Let's stick in the Marvel universe and go to our next book. We got Planet She-Hulk number 2. This is by writer Stephanie Phillips with pencils and inks by Aaron Cooter, as well as inks by Scott Hanna on this one. Colors by Sonia Oback and letters by Joe Caramagna. Here we have Jennifer just trying to take care of Sakaar while her cousin's away. And already she's wrapped up in court intrigue and wants to go home and isn't going to. She's going to see through with it because she's a good gal and she ain't going to leave her cousin hanging. Um, but we'll see how well she does with the governing of it. Um, I can't wait to see this. Just first issue right off the bat was a lot of fun, and one of those issues where I just felt like that's how you do a number 1. And yeah, I yeah, there's not much to say. Planet She-Hulk seems like a lot of fun. It's kind of my introduction into the whole um, modern cosmic end of Marvel, and maybe a little more on the grounded end of that. I mean, we're not flying around in space or spaceships yet. We're on one. This kind of leans more into the fantasy comic book genre, I guess. But still, this kicks ass. Has a lot of character, great art, and yeah, just very much looking forward to Planet She-Hulk number 2. Oh, next up, we got Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum number 5. This is written by W. Maxwell Prince with art by Martin Morazzo and colors by Chris O'Halloran. Here we have one of the most surprising and supremely enjoyable miniseries, if not the best miniseries of the year. We'll see. I'm going to make a list of those in a video coming soon. But Superman the Kryptonite Spectrum is wrapping up here. He's been through the Cobalt Kryptonite, um, making them all big, and then turning all tiny from that and into a teenager from the Speckled K. They got the Purple K that threw him all out of whack with time in the first issue, and then in the last issue we had the Rainbow Kryptonite that really went all fifth dimension. And I gotta say, issue 4 of this series and issue 1. I mean, this whole series has been great, but issues 1 and 4 of this one have been 2 of my favorite comic book issues of the year. Um, and I doubt this closer is going to disappoint. I can't wait to see what Lex has in store for him and how he's going to overcome it. And I really want more superhero stuff from this team. They do such a good job of being faithful to the characters and the lore that surround them while just being extremely weird and unsettling in all the right ways. Um, this is one of those books that I think that it's going to be up there with. I mean, I've said this a bunch of times, but I'll keep saying it every time I talk about it. I think it'll be right up there with Superman for All Seasons and All Star Superman. Yeah, Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum. I think we're just witnessing the final issue of a modern classic coming out. So, cheers to you, Kryptonite Spectrum. But next up, got another Superman book, Superman Unlimited #8. This is the series written by Dan Slott. Well, he did the story on this one. Jeremy Adams did the actual writing credited, with Lucas Meyer on art and colors by Marcelo Maiolo. Um, what can I say? Guy Gardner coming up with soups. Bring it on. Anytime Guy Gardner is going to show up, especially with Superman, which we might be getting more of next month. We'll see how the Guy Gardner versus Jay Garrick fight goes, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see if he's around in DCKO next month. But right now, we're getting some Guy Gardner versus Superman, and I saw a preview page for this issue, and I'm already hyped. I mean, uh, Guy Gardner is one of my favorite Green Lanterns, if not my favorite. I really like the way he's started out as just such a douchebag, and he still kind of is, but he's grown so much as a character. And the guy of 2025 is not the guy of 1995. You know what I mean? Let alone all the warrior stuff that was probably happening that particular year. But man, yeah, Superman Unlimited has proven itself to be, in my opinion, a semi-necessary and extremely fun Superman series. I mean, we got a lot of books. You know, you got Absolute Superman, mainline Superman, Action Comics, the mini series that have been coming out, like Kryptonite Spectrum, or the one shots like the the red, white, and blue. But yeah, this is Unlimited's great. It's totally that. I mean, it's all in canon as pretty much anything is in DC right now, that isn't Black Label. But it's just it's great. It's very just adventure oriented and isn't leaning into the deep lore and soap opera storytelling, and I mean that in a positive way, of the mainline um, series. But yeah, this is still referred to in other series, and yeah, so it's all canon, and I love it. I love it. Superman Unlimited. I've really turned around on this series, and it's one of my favorites that I look forward to every month. And last, but surely not least, finally get to big up one of my favoriteest guys of all time, Cyborg versus Swamp Thing. Titans #30, part of DCKO's All Fight Month. This one's written by John Layman with art and colors by Pete Woods, inks by Bruno Abdias, and letters by Wes Abbott. It's Cyborg versus Swamp Thing. I mean, the coolest Teen Titan versus the coolest DC superhero ever. I'm it's the pinnacle of technology versus the pinnacle of biology, and I am so here for it. I'm happy Swamp Thing's getting a light shown on him. Although with this tournament being all apocalypse themed, and Cyborg basically being a living mother box, I think my boy Swamp Thing's probably gonna take the L here, but I think this will be great. I am so looking forward to this. I really want to see these two characters interact on an antagonistic level. This is just going to be so cool. This is one of the better matchups that we've had in DCKO. I mean, things like Harley Quinn and Zatanna work, and Wonder Woman Lobo. Those are kind of fun opposites. You got Aquaman, Hawkman, two of the brutes. But man, when it comes to Superman and Captain Atom and Cyborg and Swamp Thing, I'm just like, mwah, chef's kiss. Like, this is just perfect. And you know what? I'll throw Wonder Woman and Lobo in that chef's kiss category. Some of these matchups are just great. And this one is, I'm just so excited. I get, yeah, yeah. I hope everybody buys the crap out of this so DC realizes that they need more Swamp Thing on the shelves from a month to month. Yeah, really hyped. We're getting 4 issues of Rick Veitch's run later this year, and this right now. Swamp Thing is killing the children sometime this year. Yeah, this is a great time. This is a great time. I'm getting really excited, and hopefully we got some whispers of Swamp Thing in the Absolute Universe. I'm going way off track here. I just want to talk about Swamp Thing, but Titans 30. I really like their these DCKO tie-ins have been great, but with all fight month, we know this is going to be all one big fight. So yeah, I cannot wait. And that's the comics for this week. So thanks for watching. Give like and subscribe if you can. Leave a comment below if you have anything to say or any opinions of your own. I'd love to hear them. And until then, thanks for watching and keep reading.